What is going on, guys? It is CW Gaming and I'm back with another Road to Glory video. And in today's episode we do have a longer video, but we had some really good games and some interesting things happen. So go ahead, kick back and relax, and we're going to go ahead and hop into this episode. And kicking it off, we do have the conference standings in the SEC West. I want to see what Alabama's doing, and you do see they have 2 losses. And that is unnatural for Alabama. They have a loss against Wisconsin in week number 1, and then a loss to Ole Miss. So that is in rare fashion. This does not happen to Alabama, so I don't know what's going on. Are they having a down year? But nonetheless, we're going to need to take every precaution in order to beat them. So we're going to go ahead and get the Tom Don't Jinx Us upgrade, as well as this one that will increase our awareness and our reaction time. So we should be able to sit in the pocket a little more and have a little bit more awareness to what's around us. And we're going to need everything in our power in order to beat Alabama today. Every matchup we've had against them in this series has been an interesting one, and it is raining just like last season. If you know anything about last season, we went into 3 overtimes, so hopefully we can avoid that today while still putting on a show and continuing our Heisman race. So here we go. We're running the ball pretty well today with Rodriguez. He's showing that he's going to have a big game here today against Bama. He came to play, and our OC wants us to run the ball and establish that run. Here's Rodriguez once again with 13 yards. So our first passing play of today comes on a 2nd and 9. Nobody is quite open, but we're going to fit this one into Rodriguez, who again is here to play. Makes a great grab. And we're going to give this one to Smoke, who cuts it up the field and is tackled after 7 yards. So another pass here. We drop back. We've got a guy wide open, and he drops the ball. That was Harris. Pressure got to him, and he could not make the catch. So again, we'll pass this one to Alexander, who breaks a tackle and gets into the end zone.
7 points.
So we start this game up 7-0 after our defense makes a good stop, and it is our turn to put the pressure on Alabama once again with another score. Here's Rodriguez with another good carry. He breaks a tackle and cuts it up the field, and he's tackled after 7 yards. So this one's to Daly Jr. First time his name's being called today. He makes a great grab on the slant, and we are driving once again. There's another one to Oliver, and the shoelace tackle avoids a big play. So an option, we keep the ball, we get around the block, we cut up, make a guy miss, and we are down for a good run. And we're getting the ball done on the ground today with all 2 of our running backs and then me as well. So here's Upshaw, who makes a absolutely phenomenal stiff arm. He trucks that guy. And we're showing Alabama that we're not playing around. Last year wasn't a hoax. As we split the season last year with them 1-1, we're going to go ahead and try and take the lead in this series. And we get a touchdown with a nice throw. So on our next possession, our defense makes another stop, and we're trying to put this game away early. And you just don't see this from Alabama. 2 losses, and they're taking 1 here so far. But that is not going to be it from them. I guarantee it. And on the next play of the game, we have Oliver makes a great in-traffic catch for 11 yards. And the next one is to Rodriguez for 2 yards. So on 2nd and 8, we drop back. We slip a little bit, break a tackle, and then the sack comes in. So the raining wet field is taking play here today. So we're going to roll out, we get sacked, and we're going to punt the ball. So Alabama does score after our punt. Momentum shifting a little bit, but we can't let it take advantage of us. And we're going to roll out for 6 yards. So here we go. Play action. We've got a guy open for a second, but the defender comes in and swoops the ball for an interception, and that's tough because Bama does score a field goal and they're in touchdown range in order to take the lead. So a bonehead mistake by me. It was open for a second, and a good play by the Alabama corner to close that gap and catch the ball. So we're trying to score before halftime to try and reduce our mistakes just a little bit. But after a sack, it's getting kind of tough. 3rd and 32, we've got to make a big play here. Nobody is open on the deep route, and we're just going to try and throw this one away, but we couldn't get it off, and we were sacked. But nothing happens. Alabama doesn't score before half, and we're going to go ahead and get the ball back. And our defense is playing good today, only giving up 10, but the pressure to score more is getting to me. I throw this ball up in the air, and Patrick Surtain is there to catch the ball. So I am playing a little antsy. I'm playing a little nervous. I know what this game means for our season, and I make a mistake there. So 2 interceptions. We certainly aren't playing fantastic. We started off hot, but the pressure of keeping the lead increasing is getting to me a little bit, and we're making plays that we don't need to make. We're forcing the ball, and the pressure is getting to us. So we fumbled, but we're able to pick it up on the way down. And we have a lot of ground to make up now. So here's Bates. We're going to keep it safe and simple. Nice pass to him, and on 3rd and 11, I see a guy cutting across, and that is Daly Jr., who makes the catch for 30 yards and a first down. So here's 2nd and 9. We've got Daly Jr. once again on the curl, picks up 11 yards and another first down. So we're going to give this one to Rodriguez, who cuts around the offensive line and picks up a couple yards. So there's 4. I don't like the defense look on that option play, so we're going to audible out, scramble out, and I see Oliver on the slant, beats his man, and picks up a nice gain. So we are in range to score once again in the red zone. We get this one to Rodriguez, and the defense meets him for a loss. So our triple option, we keep the ball. We're going to get down on the 10-yard line, and it is 3rd and 9. So we drop back, and I've got Oliver on the corner, and he drops the ball as well. So we're going to settle for a field goal to end the 3rd quarter. And man, those drops have killed us today. We've had 2 in the end zone, and on a slow offensive day like this, especially against Bama, we need to take advantage of those opportunities. But instead, we kick a field goal, and Bama is in range to tie it up with a field goal. So 4th quarter now. This one's getting tight, but we're just going to keep moving the ball. We got a couple guys here. We're going to give this one to Harris, who catches it for 18 yards. So we're going to give this one to Rodriguez, who picks up a couple, and it brings up 2nd and 7. So Smoke gets in, he picks up a couple, and it brings up 3rd and 2. So this is a big down. We need to keep the clock moving. We're going to roll out. I see the first down ahead of me. We get there, and we're going to slide down with good yardage. So we're driving the ball. We're trying to keep the time going. We don't want to give them the ball back, but we do take a sack. The pressure came, and nobody was open, so we had to take it. And to keep the ball moving, we've got Rodriguez for 5 yards. And we're just trying to get in field goal range right now. Not trying to do too much with the ball. Nobody is open. The pressure is coming, and we're going to have to throw this one away. So is this going to be enough for our kicker? He gets the ball up, and it just barely gets through. So 22-10 was the score until Alabama gets the ball back. So here we go. A minute and a half to go. They're going to start calling their timeouts, and we just need to keep the ball moving, waste their timeouts, and this game is ours. Rodriguez picks up the first down. They'll call their 2nd timeout, and we have a 1st and 10 with their 3rd and final timeout being burned after this play. So here's Rodriguez, picks up great yardage, no timeouts left. We should be able to get out of here with a victory against Alabama. It was a good game. We're going to hand this one to our running back. He gets hit and he fumbles the ball. He fumbled the ball when we needed to move the clock. They had no timeouts, and that was going to do it. But Rodriguez fumbles the ball. Bama picks it up, and they have a minute to go win this game. Here's a first down pass to Shavers. Jones played a great game against us last year. He's trying to do the same here today. Here's Jones throwing one deep to Williams, and our defense packs the ball down and makes a good stop. So 2nd and 10. They're fighting the clock here, a minute to go with no timeouts. Jones is dancing around in the pocket. He throws this one to the end zone, and our safety breaks the ball up, puts a great play on the ball, and on 3rd and 10, this is a huge down. Waddle's open in the end zone, but the ball is tipped, and he drops it, leaving Alabama with a field goal attempt on 4th down. And hold is good, kick is good, and the game is tied. So we're trying to score before the game is over. We're in field goal range almost, but we need to make a couple of plays. R1 was open, but I wasn't able to make the throw, and it brings up 2nd and 10. So Rodriguez just needs to get up the field and put our kicker in range, and he goes sideways and loses 2 yards. So can our kicker win us the game with 5 seconds? The kick is up, and it is just short. If Rodriguez wouldn't have lost those 2 yards, we probably would have made that play, but I'm not going to blame it on him. We probably should have made that pass right there at the end. It was a bad effort on all of our parts, and we are in overtime against Alabama in the rain once again. So another instant classic is brewing. Rodriguez is trying to make up for the plays he's made today. And on 2nd and goal, we're going to drop back. One of our favorite plays to run, and that's Smoke, who trucks the guy. Nobody is denying him a score. We have too much invested into this game to lose it right here. And now it's up to Alabama. Are they going to score and extend this game? This one's to Bolden, who brings it down to the 1 yard line for 23 yards. And next play, Jones moves up in the pocket, takes it himself for 2 yards. He scores and ties the game. So Jones, can they do it again? Defense needs to make a stop. Jones to the end zone. That one's to Jalen Waddle, who catches it for the first play of the 2nd overtime. So now it's up to us to tie the game and keep the game going. We're going to get this one over to Daly Jr., who makes the play for 17. So this one's almost picked off and the game is almost ended, but the defender couldn't make the catch, and we will make him pay. Bryce Oliver 8 yards and a touchdown, and this game will be tied up. So the next overtime here is to Rodriguez.
Makes it to the 22-yard line.
Last year's game was in 3 overtimes. This one is looking to be the same. Here's Bates. He breaks a tackle and is pushed out of bounds on the 5 yard line. And this one's going to go to Rodriguez. Can he punch it in? And he can't do it. So in 2nd and goal, we're going to move to the pass game. Can we take the lead and force another overtime? We're just going to throw this one away to avoid anything too dangerous. So here we go. Read option. They were expecting it, and we are down. We're going to have to kick the field goal and leave this one to our defense, which is a tough thing to do. We could have went for it, but without getting it, any score from Alabama wins the game. So field goal ties it, touchdown wins the game. So here we go. Bama, we need them to stall out a little bit. First play, looking good so far. 2nd and 10, another run. Sanders goes down after 3 yards, so 3rd and 7. Can we force a field goal in a 4th overtime? Are we going to be able to do it? Here we go. Jones throws this one deep, and it's Bolden. On the 1, he is stopped. He's met by the defense, and they are in range. And that's a huge play with a sack. They were on the goal line. A quick run would have won the game. A sack gives us a little bit of more breathing room. And on 2nd and goal, Jones throws this one away. And on 3rd and goal, we need to stop here. Jones drops back. He throws this one. Sanders, can he get in? He is met at the goal line, pushed back, and we are going to force Bama to kick a field goal. So Bama's field goal is good, and they are back on the field. Can we make a stop? Get us in position to win this game in the 4th overtime. Jones to Shavers, who's down on the 1 and is not looking good for us. Can they punch it in here? Jones is dancing. He gets the ball away, but they're still in on the 1-yard line in great field position in order to score. Here's Sanders. He gets it to the outside, and our defense meets him. They're not letting him in the end zone. 3rd and goal. This is a huge play. Sanders is met on the 1, and our defense holds strong. Once again, they are playing fantastic, and we need to score a touchdown here. We're going to drop back. I see Daly Jr. Can he make the play? He does. He falls over the goal line, and he will score the touchdown, and that will do it for today. Another instant classic against Alabama. Daly Jr. was not going to let anything stop him, and we take this game in 4 overtimes against Alabama. We did throw 2 interceptions, but we had 5 touchdowns on the day. We came out and did everything possible, and in the next game, we have a tough one. Our old team, the team that made us transfer, the team that fuels our fire and fuels our accomplishments so far in the NCAA, that is Mississippi State. A team that we once played on. It has always been a tough matchup ever since we've played them. We've won all the matchups so far, but it's always a tough game. So here we go. Rodriguez is stopped just shy of the end zone. We're not going to give up on the run game yet. We're going to hand this one to Smoke, who punches it in for the score. Still on 2nd and 3. On the next drive, we have a play action. Nobody's open quite yet, but we're going to throw this one over to Daly Jr., who had a huge play last game. And ultimately, probably the best play of the season, I think, so far. The play to beat Bama, and he's already making plays early in this game, just like Rodriguez, who is trying to make up for some mistakes last week. He scores a touchdown, and we are back to Rodriguez on the next drive. There's a nice run from him, 12 yards. So on the option, 1st and 10, we're going to keep the ball. I break a tackle there. I've got green grass ahead of me, and we are in the end zone for a touchdown. Nice run there, and we've got the run game working today. So 21-6, Mississippi State really isn't challenging us so far, so we're going to try and keep our lead going. A shot to the end zone. It is batted down. So instead, we're going to go back to the deep ball. That is Hodge with a touchdown, and it increases our lead 28-6 in the 3rd quarter. We drop back once again. Nobody's going to be open. We're going to take this one. We're going to try a juke here. We do break the tackle into the red zone, and we are tackled for 28 yards. And we're running the ball pretty well here today. But we're going to try and get this one into the end zone for a touchdown, and that is what we do. Harris, 18 yards, and it is 35-6. Can we put this game away? We're going to give this one off to our running back. That is Rodriguez, who grabs a couple of yards. And on the next play, 2nd and 6. We've got curl routes. The running back's running a nice route. Nobody's open. We get out. We're going to throw this one away. We don't want to take a sack. And that sets up this play right here. Over to Bates, who catches it for the touchdown. So that's going to do it here today for us. In the 4th quarter, we get subbed out. And sometimes you have games like this. We're on a hot streak right now. We're coming off of a huge win against Alabama, and it pushes our momentum forward. We take this game against our old rival. In Mississippi State, we're celebrating. You see us, we're happy. We take it once again. This game's personal to us and personal to them. They're not happy about it, and we did everything here today right. 4 touchdowns, 275 yards.
So that wraps things up.
So that's going to do it for today's episode. We had some huge games. We are still ranked pretty well. We've got a great season ahead of us. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a fun one to do. It was very tense. So, in the next one, we've got 4 games left in the season. I'm going to try and get as many of those out as I can, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.